Better Portland, I'm Brooke Carlson. You know, here at BP, we like to talk about what's in season. So, Blake, what is in season this month?
Well, we're coming to the tail end of cabbage, and given that it's March, I think this is a good time to work with cabbage and combine it with some beer.
For those of you, beer, I like that. Now, for those of you who don't know what a cabbage is or looks like, here it is. What is cabbage, though?
It's a cruciferous vegetable that's related to kale and cauliflower, a couple of other things. It does well growing in the wintertime and is light, it's crispy. You can make it into stir fries, you can braise it, you can stuff it. It's very versatile, it's very cheap, and it stores well.
And what is the recipe we're making today?
It's 1 head of cabbage, it's 1 bottle of beer, 1 stick of butter, and about a teaspoon or 2 of salt.
And what is this called?
Beer braised cabbage.
How do you cut it? Because this looks a little intimidating when you first look at it.
Well, I would start with a large chef's knife. Just go ahead and cut it down the middle. And then now you have a nice flat surface, oh thank you, that you can go ahead and keep it from rolling off the table.
Okay.
Then you can just go down the center there, take the core out. So we'll do a simple chop. It doesn't have to be perfect. Go ahead and melt your stick of butter. And cabbage likes fat. It does well with it, and I would just say don't scrimp on it. I also recommend working with a light beer, perhaps like a pale ale or a blonde ale. This is something that I found from Belgian Brewing Company that's actually brewed with coriander, and it's really light.
So the end result, what are the flavors going to be like?
Earthy, tangy, salty, and buttery.
I like that combination. What do you want to serve alongside of this dish?
What I've made to go with the cabbage today is a braised pork loin in apple butter, as well as some German butterball potatoes that are tossed with a little bit of whole grain mustard.
Sounds good.
We'll go ahead and get the cabbage in with the butter.
Okay.
And once you get that in there, sprinkle that with about a teaspoon of salt. And that salt is going to percolate through your cabbage and release the moisture. And that'll just help it cook even more, and it'll begin to stew in the flavor of its own juices. And so after it's sat on the stove for about a half hour on low heat, and it's begun to wilt, it's begun to release its juices, the salt has taken effect, just dump your bottle of beer on it.
Okay.
And just like that, slowly evaporate over the course of about an hour. All right, so here is the cabbage, and you can see it's just got all of the butter and the beer that's reduced down to a glaze that coats it. What we'll do with the cumin seed is just take some in your hand and just press that together, and you're going to release the flavor in the oil. Here, smell that.
And wow, that's very flavorful.
And cumin seed has a really soft, mellow flavor. It's entirely different from the ground cumin you can get in the store. And this will just sort of highlight our beer, highlight the cabbage.
It's beautiful. And if you want the recipe, we'll put it on our website. Go to kptv.com and look for a link, and you can also find more information about Blake. You want to dig in? Good.